Hi. Sorry for the delay. I live in Whitefish, Montana, and it's hosting Under the Big Sky, which is a music festival with 20,000 people descending on us. And we're a town of 8,000. So when that many people are on their phones and using Wi Fi and using the grid work here, our Wi Fi goes down. So I've been trying since 10 o'clock this morning, so 3 hours to get on. And it looks like this might work today. If it doesn't, I will publish this for what I have so far. And please know that I will be back. So, wow, what a week. It was a week of sort of this steady tap, a tap, 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 tap. Nothing but C classes over and over and over again until Friday. And then Friday it started to go M2, M5, M8, M. And you're like, oh no, hold on, right? Because when we have, when we have the tap, tap, taps, we have two things going on. I want to look at this. One, I'm going to do this one first, is the idea that all sorts of information is coming up and hitting these little triggers in us. And we're like, what? What do you want me to do? What's going on? And so this is the Knight of Swords where he's like, I don't know where to put my focus. All I know is that everything's getting to me and triggering me. Because if you look at these little grommets all over his armor, they're hot and they're being triggered. The other one here I love, I talked a lot about this weekend in a tarot reading, is that, this multitasking, this production, this ability to try to, do more to keep up or to be valued is about ready to get popped. So this stress, so we have fire and air just pushing on us, pushing on us, pushing on us, which makes sense because this one is Mars and this one is going to be Uranus. And so these two are just like, they've been building up because they've been coming together. And, Friday they started to get closer, Saturday, Sunday, and they are conjunct. They are aligned on Monday. And then, they're going to take a few days to kind of crisscrossing go in different directions, right? So we are feeling it. We are feeling all of this, and we have flares, and we have these planets. We even have events on Earth, and so I want to talk about all of these because wow, when we're looking at these symptoms building up, we're seeing some new things that we haven't seen before outside of the traditional solar flare symptoms that we've been addressing. We also have, and I was reading Pam Youngins, and she had some more that could have been from the conjunction. They could be from the flares. It could be from a lot of things, right? Which is that our heart rate variability is going. Like there's a lot more fluctuation in our heart rate. Right, pitter patter. Am I having a heart attack? What's going on? It's not doing what it normally does. That's probably the best way to put it, right? The other one is gastrointestinal pain. It isn't just like got a little nausea and nothing's and it's not working. It's like there'll be this seize. Something will just grab you and it'll be up in your intestines or it'll be in your stomach cramps or it'll be down in your bowels and you're like, oh my God, what is that and what's going on? Okay. Low level body quivering. I went to listen to live music on Friday. I had mowed the lawn and then taken a shower, and I get to the music venue, and I'm just sitting there, and from my like mid knuckles all the way up my arm, my body's just shaking, and it's this low level shaking. And then I notice my legs are doing it, then my arms are doing it, then my legs, and then my hands, and I'm thinking, I don't know what this is. It's strange. I haven't seen it before, right? Strange taste in your mouth. Like I'm putting water, lemonade, anything in there to try to get this taste out and it's not leaving. And Pam put that on her list, right? Insane headaches. I've been having earaches that like my left ear will just hurt like I've got an ear infection and then go away. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever that was. And then the right ear will. And then the front tooth, what is this? Fatigue. And one that Pam added too, which was the stumble walk. So what I put down in the response to her is like, if I start to do a sentence or I start to walk or I start to reach for something, there's this like, is that my part of my body and is it moving? Oh, okay, there it is. And then it starts. So there's like this little delay in the incarnation in the body versus the head that's going like, this is what we're going to go do. And the body's like, yeah, okay, give me a minute. I'm going to get there. Right. So today, what I did was I collected things from Pam Youngins, from Sabrina Lynn on Rewilding Women, Andrew Bartzis, the galactic historian, Oracle Girl, and sort of put them all together because what we're doing is we're addressing some very huge energies that have been building and are going live this weekend. And to top it all off, we had a huge X-class solar flare last night, 8:34 p.m. It peaked in Montana. So when you look at this chart, we've been bouncing around, in the M's for quite some time here. And then it peaks all the way up here at the X. And then now it's starting to go back down into some mid to low level M's again. So here's our, and it's just irritating because when that happens, when those X-class flares hit and we're not really used to them, this is where the energy has shut down, right? Literally stopped. Oh boy, let's see, parts of South America, parts of Africa, almost all of this. It's just like watching what happened and thinking, no, that wasn't it. That isn't it. It's where these red ones are. I'm sorry, I was reading it backwards. Right? So what was happening was that we had radio breakdown yet again. And I love these graphs because they kind of give you an idea of how it surges and it kind of hits certain areas in the world, right? So we had these steady X-class flares, which are, again, reminder, tap, 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 tap. And then we have these huge breakthrough moments that come with these tower moments, these tower energies of the M-class flares. And then we have the X-class flare where things just break out and we start to move really quickly, very quickly through the things that are happening with us, right? So on top of that, we had two major earthquakes. We had one in the Philippines on the 10th of July. We had one in Canada on the 11th of July. And then as I spoke about it earlier, we have this Uranus Mars conjunction coming in. And what that does is it empowers our individual. Think fire from Mars, our willpower, and Uranus, which is like our ability to individuate, to break away from the herd, to do what we're here to do, right? And it's going to bring up some nervous energy. It's going to bring up some unsettledness, some urgency, like, I gotta do something, but I don't know what that is. And it's in Taurus, so it's going to show up in physical form. And so then then we have the X-class flare, and then we have this shooting, this assassination attempt of Trump at a rally, which is just all over the news Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. So what happens is that we're moving rather quickly through these major break open moments. Right? So this was Osho Zen. What I'm going to show you is this one, is where we're getting information, we're getting energy surges coming in. We have the ability to individuate and bring into form what we want to bring into form. And I love this. This is the Ace of Pentacles. We're starting something new in physical form. So we're contemplating how we're going to bring that in. We are also experiencing from the universe, right? All of this information coming in Uranus. And what I don't have on here is sort of the fire. What I do like about it is the way that the Ace of Pentacles portrayed this as like, here's all this time, all this information, all this energy coming in, and you get to sit and decide, what are you going to do with it? Who do you want to be? And where do you want to go with that, right? Because, what I was writing down earlier this week is that as much as we've been discussing these flares and talking about what does it really look like when we have these kinds of tower moments or huge energetic breakthroughs, right? Is that we are ill prepared on so many ways for the things that are happening to us, both in our body, in our field, in the external world around us, right? Because it's shaking us up. It is moving us out of, back into the past where we have to deal with something, or leaving the past behind and pushing us forward really fast, which I love about this one, right? It's rattling our security. Of course, it's rattling our security. And what I came up with was that we're ill prepared to see what we're seeing because we can't unsee it. You can't unsee a presidential candidate with blood all over their face from an assassination attempt. You can't unsee some of the things you're experiencing, or unfeel some of the things that you're experiencing within your partnerships, within your neighbors. I've got a neighbor who likes to get a jump on the heat around here, and on Saturday and Sunday mornings is up on his roof at 6:30 in the morning hammering. And it's kind of like, I want to be able to just drift through this and say, yeah, I get it, it's hot. And the other part is like, and there's 20 houses around here that get to listen to this guy hammer, and I'm thinking, okay, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. And how prepared am I to keep holding steady when all of this external stuff keeps happening, right? Because as a collective, I think we're under a lot of duress. As a world, we're shifting into change. We're doing it individually, yes, individually with Mars, Uranus, and collectively as a world with Mars and Uranus, right? So there's this level of movement that's shifting us into chaos. And that chaos is something that catches us by surprise. Like, I can't believe people are doing this. I can't believe this is happening. And so, the jokester in me was like, oh, you want some proof on what's really going on? Just observe the driving right now. Separate from the 20,000 people that are in Whitefish trying to park their vans and their cars and their bikes and everything. Separate from that, all week for the last 2 weeks now, I've been watching drivers. And there's this surprising thing, because my observer has noticed that there's this selfish sort of, I don't get out of my way, I don't know what I'm doing. It's selfish, it's self-focused, and it's definitely not present, because people are going up on, like, on one situation, I had this family drive into the middle of a four-way stop the car in the middle to unload the family so that they could get out and go get in line for a restaurant. I've had people come up on a four-way stop when all of us are there and just drive right straight through us. And when everybody started honking, they flipped everybody off like, I'm in a hurry. And what I'm noticing is that I'm going to do what I want when I want, because if I don't fend for myself, the whole world's in chaos. And I'm wondering if that's what we are starting to sort of address is this level of fear, this level of if I don't take care of myself, no one else will. And this erratic, dangerous moving around in cars with vehicles, running stop signs, running stoplights. The lights for a left-hand turn will go green, and then they'll go yellow, and then they'll go red. And as the cars come across, people are still starting to take their left-hand turns. And you're looking and going, this is dangerous on so many levels, because we're not in our bodies and we're not paying attention. Makes sense, right? So yeah, it's chaotic out there right now. And yeah, a lot of us are acting out. And so the question is how really prepared are we for the level of change and chaos that's coming at us rapidly with Mars and Uranus? Now, this isn't a fear tactic. This is like, hey, I have the ability to jump forward and make some plans in this physical world in new and different ways, right? So it's both and, right? That these things can happen, and that I'm balancing as the world changes, right? So I have some tips that we can do personally to navigate through this, right? So the first one is get present. Absolutely. Get yourself present and hold presence. So you're talking about breathing. You're talking about managing your solar plexus, empowering your body to stay calm, to stay present, to steady your nervous system and calm the crap down. Get your body into calm, because if you're not calm, then your field isn't calm, then the people around you aren't calm. So you get to be the anchor. You get to calm it down. So number one, get present. Number two, expand your observer. Because when you begin to notice people, places, and things and what they're doing, right? Then you pay extra attention and you calm it down. Like, oh, I can see that this is starting to build. So I'll need to build up my ability to keep my breath steady and to be calm, right? So it's a cause and effect because we apply what we know and what we're learning to this ability to be the observer, right? So the more we observe, the more it becomes manageable, and the more manageable it is, the calmer we get. Okay, so number three, get out of fear. Just get out of fear. Anxiety, nervousness, the idea that your body needs extra attention right now and extra calm is the most important thing. So we talked about this last week. Get yourself out of fear and look at the patterns and go, oh yeah, when the guy next door starts hammering, I go into, I'm tired. I wanted an extra hour of sleep this morning. I'm angry. And then it's like, oh, look at this. This is what I do. I get angry when somebody comes in and startles me or brings a surprise in that I wasn't ready to handle, right? Okay, that's my pattern. Anger isn't exactly the best way to go with this. Calm the nervous system down and do it differently because we're being challenged right now to use our skills. We're being challenged to apply our skills, to deepen our personal awareness, right? Because we are still learning. and I said earlier that we're ill prepared and we've got to speed it up. We have got to speed it up because we need tools faster than what we thought we did. And in some ways, we've had 5-10 years to start deepening these tools. And now everything's starting to show us why. Makes sense, right? Number four, step into leadership within your own energy system first, within your field, right? And with those around you, with your partner, with your children, with your neighbors, with your friends, into the collective. Because what you do is you show, where's the card? You show that you got your shit together and that you're not rattled and that you're in trust and that you believe that where we're going is great. Where I am heading is working. I'm not going towards something I'm afraid of. I'm going towards exactly where we want to go, right? So now's the time to provide an energetic vibrational leadership, which is that of calm, that of let's see what's in front of us and let's start manifesting that, right? Number five, there's no way I could spend the 15-20 minutes that I do in these videos covering what Mars and Uranus are all about. So go in and look it up. I've been watching videos with Sabrina on Rewilding on Instagram. I've been looking at Astro Butterfly. There's just so many places where you can find out what's actually happening because as these planets hit together, they're going to not hit together, but really totally align. It's going to be on July 15th tomorrow, right? So we're going to expect to shift energy rapidly. We're going to expect to be personally enhanced. We're going to expect that it's rapid action. We're going to expect that the things that we want to break through and get some clarity on are happening and that the goals we've been setting are just going to start moving. So it's a beautiful opportunity. It's not scary. It's just that it comes much faster than we're used to. Makes sense, right? So the thing to think about with this astrological event or conjunction is rapid action. And then last but not least is number 6, to have compassion. Have compassion for yourself, for the world. Have compassion for those who are going through change and like change. Have compassion for those people who are curious and adapting to change and those who are absolutely terrified and don't want to do it. This is when we hold compassion for ourselves and for the collective. So I hope that helps today. If you have any questions, please drop them in. I know I'm starting a lot later than usual, but I will keep watching the comments and sort of chat back and forth with you throughout the day and tomorrow during the conjunction. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.